Yo, what is up, guys? Crazy RC here. Today we'll be doing another video on a review on the Metro series. Guys, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the games, a little bit about the characters, a little bit about the level design, and I have a notes on my phone so I don't mess up. And I'll add a little more background because I didn't copy much of their lives. So, what is the Metro series? It's basically based off the books of Metro 2023 and Metro Last Light. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit. Like I said, Metro is a first-person shooter developed by A4 Games and Deep Silver, and they're the ones that, well, A4 didn't make Dying Light, but Deep Silver has. So it's based off the books of the trilogy by
Dmitry Glukhovsky.
Skylik. I don't know how to read last. His name is in Russian, so it's actually bringing up the guy who made the book, probably holding the book or something of the video games that they made into. So basically, you start off in Russia as a young guy named Artyom, who has lived his entire life in the Metro series and a session of risking his own life to protect it. And he is obsessed with the idea of finding life beyond the Metro tunnels. So basically, I'll talk about the last two ones they came out with, the first ones. And so basically, like a small abbreviation of the story, you're basically born and raised in Metro, like I said, from the context, and you're with this army. Later on, you join the Spartans. You try to get to D6, which is a tunnel with nuclear weapons to defeat ones called the Dark Ones, and so on, and you meet this general, and so I'll talk about him later. And then along the way, you meet a girl named Anna, which is the girl you fall in love with in the three of the installments. And the last one, she's your wife. So Anna is claimed to be the best sniper, which she is. She's kind of cute, obviously. And remind you guys, you're in Russia, and the game is in English, but I'm pretty sure you can play in Russia if you're from Russia. So you meet Anna, and she takes her to her father. Her father is named General Miller. He is basically lost his legs in the Battle of D6, which is the first one, but hasn't slowed him down, and equipped with new medals legs basically he gets later on in the game. And he is stubborn as ever. He is the commander of the Aurora and the Spartans. Basically, that's his military group. He is commander. So yeah, he is an interesting character. Miller, he risks his life for his daughter, and later on you get to like him. In the first two games, he was very stubborn, because that's all he cared about is his daughter. But sooner or later, he starts realizing that it's not all about himself and his daughter, and you start liking him more and more. And Miller, he's a really cool character. I was really sad what happened to him in the very end of the game, but you do like him in the end. And then you have your Spartan buddies. So your Spartan buddies are Stevan, which he spends many of years in the service of his ranks of Spartan Rangers. Spartan is part of the Miller's personal union and a heavy, basically, weapon specialist. He's good with that, like heavy rocket launchers, and he's a really cool character. You get to talk to him more on. He's basically one of the loyalest people you can meet. Well, he's loyal to the general, basically, and stuff like that. And then you meet another character named Sam, which is an ex-Marine stationed in the embassy in Moscow. Before Judgment Day, Sam used to guard the U.S. embassy in Russia and is now Miller's personal bodyguard. He is loved by the rest of the team, both of us, both for his earnesty, optimism in his combat. Basically, Samuel is an interesting character. He's actually the voice to play Dempsey in Zombies. He's actually really cool. I really like Sam. I call him Samuel. I really like Sam. He has a really unique personality. He's a Marine, so he's a badass dude. Like, you get to work with him a couple of times and all that fancy stuff. And there's another guy named Demir, or however you say his last name. He basically always felt like an outsider to the Rangers, and deposited that he is unusually loyal to Miller and your group. So basically, Demir is he's like a fat, chubby dude. And there's two fat, chubby dudes, Stefan and Demir. So Demir, he is an interesting character. He's always watching out for himself. But later on, I think he dies. Zach, if you find a clip of him dying, that'd be awesome. But he's an interesting character. You do like him. He's like a little stubborn as well. So let's talk about the level designs. The level design is probably A10's best games, beautiful graphically and beautifulness. So basically, you aboard this train, the Aurora, after you find out that Miller, he's kind of a bad guy later on, but he was doing it for the good, is jamming broadcasts around the world because as Artyom, he believes there's no one else. He believes nuclear wiped them all out. He believes him and his girl and her dad and the team that you're with are the only survivors of nuclear apocalypse. And you find out later in the mission, you get taken and you get shot, but you're still alive. And this old couple dies. Zach, if you could bring up a picture of an old couple dying from the mission when you get kidnapped. And you find out that Miller is basically controlling this organization and trying to keep Russia hidden. So in case of U.S. attacks again, they will win. But again, the U.S. is basically destroyed from the nuclear apocalypse. But they think the U.S. won, if I'm correct on that. So yeah, you board this train called the Aurora, and you meet this train conductor. I don't remember his name. Zach, if you can bring a picture of the train conductor and put his name as in the picture, that'll be helpful because I didn't get that name. So you traveling around the world through Moscow, through the Vagila or Valhalla, and the Caspian Sea, and then Targa and the Dead Men City, which is like the big city of Moscow. And throughout the missions, you go through a nuclear bunker, you fight cannibals. It's actually a really cool mechanic. All the levels of the basically you go through are really beautiful and detailed. They have side missions you can complete. And what's cool about the game, it has multiple different endings. So if you do more good, the more good ending you will get. The more bad you do without helping people, without doing the side mission, the bad ending you get. I've gotten almost all of the endings in a couple of the games, which I did my best. I like to try to be the good guy to get the best endings possible. So sometimes I try to be like in the middle, and sometimes I try to be a douche but still be a good guy. I don't like being a bad guy because it feels like I'm not a great person, but I know it's a video game, get me wrong. So basically, yeah, you're on a train Aurora and you're going to try to find life in a safe place for your unborn child, which you find out she's pregnant. So multiple endings, you could die. I've gotten when I first beat the game, I've got the bad ending, which I thought was the good ending. No, you die. So, and I'm gonna tell you guys about the last city, the Dead Man. It's the most radiated place. So they try getting lead plating to protect you, but that only protects you so much and all that craziness. So let's basically, yeah, all the cities and all that are crazy as hell. They have different monsters, unique monsters. I'll talk about the monsters in just a moment. But let's talk about the weapons design mechanics. So the weapon mechanics are pretty cool and impressive. So you get to customize your weapon, and the other ones you could put attachments on. That was about it. And this one, it goes in more depth about your weapon. You get like a thing that shoots these little balls, and then you get your basically looks like your AK. You can actually customize your mag, your silencer, scope, change out the weapons, and your pistols. That's really cool. I think that's a really good mechanic, and all games should have some kind of optimization to customize your weapons, which is really cool. And Zach will probably bring up a video of the customizing their weapons and stuff like that. Now, let's talk about the enemies. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pause the video so I can get the enemies real quick. Alright, guys, I'm back. So sorry about that. So my phone's right here, so I got the enemies because I don't know all the enemies. So Zach could probably bring up a picture of all the enemies you fight during these missions. So you got the blind ones. The blind ones were predicted in both Metro 2023 and Metro's Exodus, and probably the last light. I don't remember them. So you got two mutated bears. Oh my god, the bears in Metro Exodus are annoying, and they take a lot of fucking damage to kill them, or a lot of hits. And then you got the only present throughout the chapter of Metro. That's really cool. You got the mutated bears. Zach can probably put a picture of all these creatures I said. And then you got the cannibals, which is the people I was telling you about. So in one of the missions, you come across a bunker. And you later on, you think there's people. And you later on, you find out they're not. They're all crazy. They've killed their own people to survive. They're cannibals. They're crazy people. And stuff like that. And then you got your leeches. Oh boy, the leeches are hella freaking pain in the ass. Throughout the game, when you're exploring Moscow, there's leeches, and you also have filters. You change out. Zach put in like a thing of a filter. You have a watch that tells you if your beeps. That means you're running out of filters. You gotta change them, and that's a really cool mechanic. And you have to look and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a cool mechanic because you feel like you're actually in a nuclear apocalypse. You gotta change your filters before you get radiation poisoning. Some buildings you don't have to do that because you're clean air. But yeah, the leeches are very hard. I've almost rage quit a couple times. And then you got the electric spiders, which are these little sacks. Bring up a spider from the bunker if you can. So these little spider things that you are hard to kill. They're scared of light. They burn up from the light, so you use your flashlight and you kill them. But they're a pain in the ass to kill. And hold on, let me bring up more of the monsters. And you got these bat demon things. They call demons. They fly around. Pretty sure I said that. And you got your Wolverines, and then you got your Homatiles, which are like mutated zombies, ghouls from Fallout, basically. Got the electric spiders, which I told you about. 1 second, guys. My phone is being retarded. You got your lurkers. You got your mutated spiders. The electric spiders are kind of like the mutated spiders, but the electric ones they shock you. They're a pain in the ass too. The mutated ones are basically, the mutated spiders are basically, they're scared of light and you can kill them faster. And then you got your leeches, which ones I told you about. And then you got your cannibals, and then you got your demons, and then you got your mutated bears, and then you got the blind ones. So the blind ones are kind of like big ass gorilla monkeys type things, and they're huge, and they're really sensitive to noise. So if you make noise, you die and stuff like that. So basically, alright, like I said, the level design is very great. And Zach, bring up all the pictures, the ones I said, and I'll tell you about it later. So, the gameplay. The gameplay is fun. You have explained. You get to interact with the characters. You get to have fun with that. You get to meet Samuel, all the characters I told you. And the first ones, I should probably start with the first couple, but I like the third one really well. It has more of it's more open world. You get to explore the world, drive around. So I'm gonna tell you about the map design. So when you open up your map, it has like a little compass, like a little map, the glass. Zach, bring up the map. It shows you where your objective is. The game is really doesn't have like a mini map. You have to constantly look at your map to find out where you're going. And they do have objectives, but you have to constantly look at your map. So it's really cool. I feel like you should have a mini map, but that's just me. So, Under the Rise, the game is really great. It has a good storyline. And then if you get the deluxe edition or Roar edition, and you get to upgrade your train, which is kind of weird. I always wanted to upgrade a train. I think you get to upgrade a train. Zach, look if there's an upgraded train. I don't remember. It's been a little while since I've beaten the game. So you get to upgrade your weapons, your pistols. The map designs are amazing, and the game gets a little spooky. There's some moments where it jump scared the shit out of me because it's really scary when you run out of bullets and you're fighting a bunch of spiders. So I don't have much hate for the game. The game is really great. The level designs are amazing. The graphics are amazing. Weapon sounds are great. The demon wombat things are fucking assholes. Yeah, all these characters you love, they die. Some of them die, some of them live. You meet some interesting characters throughout the game, non-side characters. And each character has their own personality, would be funny, and you get to actually interact in the train. And that's really cool, because you get to talk to the character. Some instruments you can actually play. Yeah, I think the game is really great. I would recommend 10 out of 10 buying it. So yeah, that's all you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't go too much. I did the best I could going describing the video game. There's a lot to talk about. I did the best I could. And if you guys like today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.